Welcome to the Culturocity Report. We are extremely excited to have extraordinary vocalist Cooki Turner with us today as our guest. Miss Cooki, thank you very much for being with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about today, but before we do, we just want to give respect where it is due. To those of you that follow Culturocity, we launched in October of 2013, and Miss Cooki is actually the first artist that we covered. I know we had Adam and Kizzy on not too long ago. We mentioned them as the first. They were among the first, but we have the first right here. We actually launched on October 25th, and your first studio album,
right.
Heart of Me, Volume 1, actually launched on October 26th, which was the next day, the following day after Culturocity launched. And we were fortunate. Daisha Hooks, who's a friend of mine who happens to be a family member, cousin of Miss Cooki, got us a table up close and personal, which was no small feat considering we had people all.
We kind of bent the walls on that release party.
Yeah, for those that remember Urban Roots, it was a quaint establishment, very small, a lot that goes on. But shout out to Urban Roots.
Yes.
Kaya
and Mike Fletcher, we love you guys.
Absolutely. But there's been a lot going on since then. I mentioned your first album,
Yes.
Moment to Moment. Heart of Me, Volume 1.
Heart of Me, Volume 1.
Okay,
right.
Now let's talk about this Volume 1, Volume 2 right now. And that's why I said moment to moment, because
So
yeah, go ahead.
It's funny because a lot of people in the beginning, when they were like, what do you mean Volume 2? Like, it's a completely different name. It's not the same thing. The volumes are extensions of me. So I'm a complex person. I'm a creative, so they're gonna be a little different. Heart of Me was where I was coming from in the first volume. It was my first studio recording. It was just what I had to give. Moment to Moment is different, and that is because it is both a collaborative studio album and a live album. And so I actually took that. Whenever I create an album, then I never think of the title while we're doing it. Like, I mean at the beginning, like, I'm gonna call this, eclectic love triangles. That's never what it is. It's just at that moment, I'm just thinking about creating. Right. So generally, the titles come to me in that moment of creating. And so when we were doing this, which was actually an idea that Adam Ledbetter from Adam and Kizzy and Josh Norman, who was our producer, came up with and presented it to me. It made me think of a quote that Erykah Badu had said in her Soul Stage, and she said that she loved being in the studio because the studio was perfecting the moment, but she loved being on stage because being on stage was creating the moment. So I was like, okay, it's kind of a moment to moment, and that's how that happened. So it literally just happened in the process of creating and getting everything together with the second album.
Awesome. So your second album, Moment to Moment, Volume 2,
right,
was released in August of 2016.
Correct.
I love the album, first of all. It's wonderful.
You.
I was a huge fan of the first album as well. There was a 3-year period in between the recording of both albums.
There was.
And there is, and like I said, Heart of Me is still one of my favorites to this day. There's an obvious maturation and growth from the first album to the second album. Kind of talk about what's been going on with you in the interim between the recording.
Well, Heart of Me, Volume 1 was it was a 4-year effort. It started off supposing to be a 3-song EP. It just grew into this this big thing, and it just kind of took time. At the time I started the first album, I was completely unemployed. I was unemployed almost up until right up until the time that I released the album. So being an independent artist, being a homegrown local artist here, I was dependent upon the love of friends and people who believed in me to get the album done. There was really no money. I had two people who actually came out of their own pocket and literally invested into the album, and that was Asa Laveau and John Mahoney. And other than that, it was like just whatever we could. Technically, gratefully, one of my producers actually happen to be a student at ACM UCO, so we could go in there and just kind of, we're gonna make this your final, but we're just gonna record the album. But I was very hesitant about writing. I was very hesitant about putting myself out there as a standalone artist, because I had been in bands up until that point. And there was always, another vocalist with me or somebody around me. It was never just Cookie. Moment to moment is different because it was the growth and the maturity of going from somebody who was a co-vocalist to just being a solo vocalist on their own. That still took about a year and some change to make, just from the creative ideas that we had when we originally wanted to first do the album. We were wanting to, because it's actually the album, the recorded pieces are recorded live all over Oklahoma City. And we did that purposefully because we wanted to include parts of Oklahoma into our recording. We did it in three different local areas, and it was just a growth and a maturity. It was a growth in my writing, because for my first album, I love collaborating, period. I'll never stop loving that, but I did not want to write. I had an amazing writing team called Soul Avenue, and they just kind of really took the helm of the first album with things like Take Me Away. Try was the only song on the first album, I think, that Try and You Are were the first songs that I wrote solely on my own. Everything else was major collaboration, majorly them, and then just me kind of adding in some pieces, kind of Beyonce but Moment to Moment was vastly, I wrote a lot of the new material on there. I helped arrange a lot of the different variations of the older songs. So it was a growth in that way. And I'm still growing. I feel like as an artist, you can never be the best. You can only be better.
Awesome. All right. So if you don't mind, I'm going to just mention a couple of titles from some of the songs on Moment to Moment Volume 2. I might throw a little Heart of Me Volume 1 in there as well. But I'll just mention the song title and just kind of talk about the song and whatever you want to talk about, the process, who you collaborate with, what it means to you.
All right.
Home.
See, all I'm talking about, home. Home is where the heart is. See, there's no place like
home. It's one of my favorites. It's a collaborative effort. I wrote about 50% of it. One of my vocalists at the time, Tony Lee, he wrote the other part of it. And then there was still collaborative efforts with my other singers, Rachel Williams and Thaddeus Johnson. We really kind of just sat in my mom's living room on the floor and I kind of laid the foundation and the base, like, hey, this is what I have so far. All right, what y'all got? So it came from just frustration of our cultural state right now as a community. I am an 80s baby, 90s kid, so I grew up on Different Worlds and Cosby Show and Moesha, and not the Steve Harvey show that y'all know, but a show before that he had with ABC called Me and the Boys that me and my mom loved. It was stuff like that I grew up on, and that, Family Matters, where no matter what the situation come 22 minutes into you gonna hear that music come in, and somebody's about to get a lesson, I wrote just about where I wanted to go back to.
Wow.
So, you know, just things that reminded you of comfort, things that reminded you of, you know, familiar, you know, just that loving place.
Yeah.
So, you know, the lyrics start like the sweet spot on the couch, home cooked Sunday meals.
Hillman days,
Yeah,
flip up shades.
Hillman days and flip up shades. So, you know, that's one of the things that I wanted to talk about. And I love home. I love home because of the lyrics, but I also love home because I vocally get to do something that I don't always get to do. I get to stay soft and I get to stay low. I don't have to be, you know, big and brass like, you know, a lot of people know me as. So it was a growing curve for me too.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. It will take you back. Okay, Let It Go.
Let it go, whoa, let it go. We're stronger together. Let it go. Move on so we can be better. Cause what we really need is each other. Yeah.
Okay, Let It Go is on the first album too. It's a collaborative effort with Kizzy of Adam and Kizzy. And it literally came from petty women. It kind of took me back to, you know, me being in high school and, you know, always hanging with girls and be like, you know, I don't do females. I don't really kick it with girls like that because they messy and this and the third. And it's like, if y'all would just have conversations and let it go once it's over with, you know, we could really begin to build sisterhood for each other instead of always trying to claw our way and, you know, kick somebody else while they're down and talk about somebody's weave or their nails or, you know, lack thereof or whatever. It's just not necessary. And so that's where that song came from. My sister is a poet. She helped write some of the lyrics, and both me and Kizzy, we just kind of talked from our own experiences. You know, I've been singing since a very young age, and I hate the term haters, but I always seem to have like some kind of. I always start off with friends, and then, you know, when you get put in the spotlight, sometimes it can really leave you by yourself a lot, you know, not of your own accord.
Right.
And so, I know through self-reflection, it caused me to have trust issues. So, you know, if I felt like you was trying to be shady, or if I felt like you were trying to, you know, be, you know, mischievous or something like that, I'd always just, you know, make sure that you were at arm's length instead of genuinely letting people in who just wanted to, you know, get to know Cookie, you know, and be a friend. So it's very therapeutic for me, and I think about it a lot. I literally sometimes I sing the lyrics when people start getting petty. I just be like, it's not that serious, I'll let it go.
Just let it go. Okay, so let's go to now the opposite end of the spectrum.
Okay.
The goodbye song.
Never wanted to hurt you, but I gotta let go and do what I need to be finally free. Whoa. Free to go somewhere the world knows there's no. I wanna learn about love.
The goodbye song. This is what I love about music. It will rear up every single time. I'm single. Currently waiting to mingle. But in dating and talking to people, I will be 35 in August, and you know, especially for women, they try to put that clock on you on who you're supposed to be with. So you'll end up, if you're not careful, you end up getting into a situation that you really know from the jump you're not supposed to be in. Like, you knew from first conversation, from first date, from first 15 minutes, there were 4 red flags that reared their head that said, this is not it. And you still was like, well, you know, he nice, and you know, he paid for dinner. I didn't have to pull out my wallet, so it was okay. And then you end up in a situation 2 or 3 years down the road that you knew from jump, once you know, reflect, you really weren't supposed to be in. And so the goodbye song just pretty much talks about getting that wake up call a little bit earlier. And, you know, although it might be uncomfortable for you and you don't see it, I see it. So let's go ahead and just call this right now. And bye. You know.
Yeah. Gladys Knight had a song said, "Neither one of us wants to be the first to
Yeah.
say goodbye." But Miss
I'm
Cookie,
first.
she said goodbye.
All right, you ain't got to say.
She'll be first. And she says it very well. That's a beautiful song, beautiful album. All right, one more real quick, and then I want to talk about dope artistry that you have coming up. But Ode to Music.
Ever since I was a youngster, gift that God gave got me through so much. Had to take a second, a minute, infinite to confess my love for.
Ode to Music. Oh, it's just real simple. It's just the love of it. It has been, it's so universally needed. It does not matter what situation that you're in. You could be angry, you could be sad, you could be happy, you could be, dealing with the death of a loved one. You could be getting ready to get married. It doesn't matter where you are. Music enhances and adds to that. The right song can completely change your mood. And being raised around music all of my life, like the cold cliche headphones on the stomach, that was my daddy, I've just seen it transform. I've seen it help. I've seen people, people have come up to me, have come up to other friends that I know and say, your song changed my life. Your song told my story. And I know for a fact that music has done that for me, for other artists. There have been songs that have just been like, wow, not that I wish I would have wrote it, but like, how did you not know me and get in my head? So, this is just like, a simple love song, just like thank you for being this universal hug at all times.
Wonderful. I want to move on here and talk about an initiative that you have to help artists. I know that you're very big on supporting local artists.
I am.
And you have something called Dope Artistry.
Yes. I felt like if I can help somebody not fall into one of the pitfalls that I did, not fall into one of the traps I did, help them get to their goal a little faster, then why not try? So, I wrote a song about it. So Dope Artistry is a community-based branding collaborative company. And what that means is that it is just pulling all of the amazing artists that are in this area together and helping us build each other up. You can always go to CookieTurner.com/dope artistry and find out a whole lot more about it, but I'm super excited for that.
Awesome. So make sure you go there and learn more about Dope Artistry. Now tell us how we can get your music.
You can get my music everywhere. There's the new album is on Apple Music. The old album isn't, but you can still get that on Amazon, Google Play, Bandcamp, Spotify, all of that. Every digital outlet you can get, it is available there. My name is Cooki, no E, because I'm not food. So it's the quickest way to find me, or you can just go to my website, which is CookieTurner.com.
Awesome. And give us your social media as well so people can find you.
Everything is pretty much Cooki Turner. The fan page is Miss Cookie. The Instagram is Miss Cookie, MissCooki. Twitter is Cooki Turner. And I'm here.
The current album is Moment to Moment, Volume 2. And also go back, check out Heart of Me, Volume 1. Go to CookieTurner.com /dope artistry.
Yes.
But CookieTurner.com will contain all things cookie.
All things cookie.
So thank you very much for being with us.
No problem. Thank you so much for having me.
We're looking for big things. I personally want to see Volume 3. But I'll wait. I got enough. But thank you so much. We appreciate it. And we just wish you the best of success.
Thank you so much.
Going forward.
All right.
I can't believe it. I can't push it. I had to try. It's not easy stepping out on your own to follow what you believe, making sure you are truly seeing, sticking to what you know to be true, and letting no one come and sway you. But get to me, I can't let it, 'cause I don't want to regret to their dreams. So if I try, I just might win. But if not, I'll do it again. If I try and take that chance, never know what may happen.